Hey gang, it's Meditation Monday, and just about I was going to start my video, it starts to rain. So hopefully the rain will stop, but it's always good to have rain because after rain there's always the sunshine, right? So it's the same thing that's happening right now when we are getting into from winter over to spring. And because we're going to head into the first new astrological sign, which is, guess what? Aries. And so we're into this gust of different new feelings, of new things that might just be not well thought of, because March, remember, is when we started 3 years ago, when we start to get into where a lot of confusion, a lot of different misdirection, and a lot of people that were trigger happy. And without thinking, they exploded and blamed and pointed fingers and so forth and so on. And so I think this time around, in this March especially, because we've already moved on from the old versus the new, meaning that March was a time where we are ready to just get over it and move forward. And so when we're going to be hitting the new moon, which is tomorrow, is when we really start to put in new intention. I mean, this month, literally on March the 1st, it'll just start to explode many good positive things. Because if you have focus and stay grounded, a lot of good things will go forward for you. Those that were very indecisive, very unsure and wishy-washy, well, that's when you're going to get caught in between the rain and the sun. Because those that, even though it's raining, it's actually shining for you for the next, like I mentioned, the next 6 months that would take you all the way to the start of fall. So usually when it comes into fall, you look forward to spring. And that's how usually when you work on different kind of energy, because summer and winter has its yin and a yang, whereas fall and spring does have its yin and yang, but both blossom with many different colors, which means that you have many different choices of going forward in, like they always say, spring forward. And so that's what's coming up literally tomorrow, which is the new moon in March. And Meditation Monday is really talking about this trigger happy feeling. But if you study or you try to figure out how you can stay away from this trigger happiness of being irresponsible, of setting out things that are not true. A lot of times people are trigger happy when it comes to gossip, trigger happy when it comes to bad news. And so this is what is going to come out forward, starting, like I said, in the next couple months. So if you can stay away from really the mass media, the news, that's the kind of things that's going to start to come up, trigger happy kind of stories, whether it's good or bad or who knows. And that's the same thing that happened. And, because there is such a strong people power starting this month, literally, you're going to see a lot of changes because it's really more about not top-down government, top-down authority, top-down, the ways and means and things like that. It's more of a working together, grassroots campaign, and really helping one another. And, we've done that study, and that's why in March we just literally exploded. I never thought it was going to happen this quickly, but it did, because I was ready and I'm prepared, and there's more to come. So I literally spent this week planning till December on what I want to do. And it's probably because I know that this new moon in March will give you that extra kick, the extra bite on what we all need to do to go forward, because it's so, so important. Because, sometimes people spend so many times worrying about nothing. And a lot of times people always play victim. By playing victim, you ask yourself, what are you portraying the energy that's around you? And sometimes when people play too much of the card as a victim, you become the victim. And that's what you keep on wishing upon, that energy around you. If I keep on wishing that, okay, this month I'm going to clear it up, in April I'm going to go do this, in May, so forth and so on, you have some kind of a grounded plan to execute. And so these are the kind of things that we need to do. 2023 is really creating that start line, and that will take you into the next 2 years, because 2025 is very powerful. And so we need to get ready and perform, because we can always, do our little show off things and stuff like that, because I'm telling you, focus now, put your energy where it needs to be, and don't get distracted. Do not get distracted, because if you do, you're going to go backwards and not forward. And that's the kind of things when, right now it stopped raining, right? So it's this effect that's happening from this transition from winter over into spring. And so spring forward, people, really get deep into your heart, really sink in. And Meditation Monday is like, like I said the last time, it's like a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to see and analyze what you are scheduled to do for this week and next week, because it's the end of March, going into April. So stay tuned. There is a lot that's going to be covered tomorrow, because tomorrow is the new moon. And that's the time to really plant your seed. And for me, I literally went out today to pick up some beautiful vegetables. I'm going to plant a lot of flowers this time. So I can keep on working on really the soil. And so take time to feel where you're at. Don't ever be embarrassed to be feeling burnt out, but most of all, really stay focused, really stay grounded. And the key word is organization over being trigger happy, over things that really don't do things out of impulse, don't do things out of anger, do not do things that will really going to affect you later on. Even though you're so pissed or so frustrated, breathe, take a good deep breath, and don't pull that trigger. Think it for a couple of days, whether you got an answer already. Marinate it, think it through, because it's so important. Because what you plant this new moon, which is tomorrow, will be the seed for the next, like I said, till September. So you take care, focus, and always take the time to meditate, to concentrate, to breathe, to really find deep into your heart, because it's important. Why? Because you are important, and this is the new beginning, the new now. Forget about all these things, wasted energy that, it just doesn't really bother you anymore, Just go forward, and don't hold on to things because it's not worth it. It's really not worth it, because the more you love, the more you give, the new people that you're going to start bringing into your life, and they're going to understand, and most of all, respect you for who you are, what you are. And it's time for you to start that happening. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Each month we have the new moon, the full moon. Every Monday we have Meditation Monday, where I give little tidbits and so forth. And in between, a lot to do with dogs by Coco Jour. So you stay tuned. And most of all, thank you for all of your wisdom, your passion, and most of all, your love. So don't forget to click on the like button. I'll see you soon, and happy new moon tomorrow, and stay tuned for that. Aloha.